Take a look at the laptop market today, not the flashy ads, not the branding, but what you're actually allowed to do with the machine you paid for. Because for years, one company quietly set the rules, sealed, designs, no upgrades, no access, and people accepted it as premium. But now something different just showed up. A company called Framework just released what they're calling a Pro laptop, and instead of focusing on being thinner, shinier, or more locked down, they went in the complete opposite direction. They made it upgradable, not just storage, not just SSD, everything, and that changes more than you think, because this isn't just another laptop launch. This is a direct challenge to machines like the MacBook Pro, but from a completely different philosophy. At first glance, it looks like a normal premium laptop, clean design, solid build, high-end feel, nothing crazy. But the moment you open it, the entire idea changes. Every major component inside can be removed, replaced, or upgraded. RAM, upgradable storage, upgradable ports, fully modular, even the motherboard swappable. That's something modern laptops simply don't allow anymore. And that's exactly the point. For years, companies like Apple moved toward integration over flexibility. Everything soldered, everything sealed, everything controlled. You don't upgrade your laptop, you replace it. Framework looked at that model and decided to break it. Now, one of the biggest talking points in this new Pro model is the processor. Framework partnered with Intel for a new chip design using a tiled architecture. Instead of one single chip, it's divided into multiple sections: CPU tile, GPU tile, I/O tile, each handling different tasks. On paper, this is supposed to improve efficiency and flexibility. But here's the interesting part: this kind of design shows where the industry is heading. Not just faster chips, but smarter layouts, more modular, even at the silicon level. Now, let's talk about performance, because none of this matters if it doesn't actually work well. Framework is clearly targeting the same space as premium laptops like the MacBook Pro. That means strong performance, good battery life, and a high-end user experience. They've upgraded the battery to compete with all-day usage, something that used to be a major weakness for non-Apple laptops. And while it may not fully match Apple's efficiency, yet it's getting close enough to matter. Then there's the trackpad, and this is where things get interesting, because even Framework openly admits the gold standard here is the MacBook Pro. So instead of ignoring it, they tried to match it: a larger surface, haptic feedback, more precise control. This is one of those areas where most laptops fail, but Framework is clearly trying to close that gap. The display is another upgrade: bright, sharp, high quality. And yes, it supports touch now. Whether you actually want to touch your laptop screen is another question, but the option is there, and that's the theme of this entire device: options, because that's what makes this laptop different. It's not trying to tell you how to use it, it's giving you control, and nowhere is that more obvious than in the upgradability, because this is where Framework does something almost unheard of in modern laptops. They made RAM upgradable again, not soldered, not locked, not restricted, just replace it. Same with storage, same with wireless cards. Even the motherboard itself is designed to work across generations, meaning you could upgrade your entire system without replacing the whole laptop. That's not just a feature, that's a completely different business model. Compare that to the current industry standard, where even changing a small component often means buying a whole new device, and suddenly this becomes more than just a laptop, it becomes a long-term system. Now, let's talk about software, because Framework is doing something very specific here. They're leaning into Linux, specifically Ubuntu, and instead of treating it like an afterthought, they're offering it pre-installed, which, depending on who you ask, is either a great idea or something you'd never recommend to a casual user. But again, it fits their philosophy: control, freedom, customization. You're not locked into an ecosystem, you choose how the system works. And if you don't want Linux, you can install Windows. No restrictions, no limitations, just choice. Now, is this for everyone? Not really, because most users don't upgrade their laptops, most users don't open them, most users just want something that works. But that's exactly why this matters, because even if you never upgrade anything, the fact that you can changes the entire value of the device. It shifts power back to the user, and that's what makes Framework interesting. Not just the specs, not just the design, but the idea behind it. For years, the industry moved toward control-locked systems, limited upgrades, shorter life cycles. Framework is pushing in the opposite direction: open systems, upgradable parts, long-term ownership, and whether or not they fully succeed, they've already done something important. They've proven that another approach is possible. So now the real question is, will this model stay niche, or will it force the rest of the industry to respond? Because if users start caring about upgradability again, if flexibility becomes valuable again, then this isn't just one company doing something different. This is the beginning of a shift. And that's something worth paying attention to. If you found this interesting, hit like and subscribe and tell me in the comments, would you actually use an upgradable laptop, or do you prefer the simplicity of a fully sealed system?